Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kalayim Layel Bashim Yashah, Bashim Harakakudash, and the bonus of the elders and apostles of Great Millstone GMS will do rule and teach well. Young brother here, Shema Shwam, and today, I'm just going to go through a quick lesson here, keep the law, coming off the King James. I'll pull out whatever I could pull out, whatever I can get. I'll go pull out, and I'll just break down these scriptures. I'll go through them. If I gotta go through the chapter itself, and pull out a little bit more for y'all, I'll go ahead and do that. But give me a quick second. I'm gonna turn the fan off real quick. Alright, so that should be better. Y'all should be able to hear me a little bit better now. So this is Psalm 4:4. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Salah. Alright, so this is Psalm 4:4 NLT. Don't sin by letting anger control you. Think about it overnight and remain silent. Interlude. Alright, don't let anger control you. Don't sin by letting anger control you, because that you can commit sin by anger, and it's giving place into the devil, right? Be angry and sin not, and let the sun go down upon your wrath, right? NLT version. And don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you're still angry. This is NLT version. I've heard other brothers break it down, saying that be angry. Like you can, that oppression maketh a wise man mad, right? Like you can still be angry and just upset with the current order of things, like not being complacent, but don't let your disapproval of things, don't let your anger cause you to sin. Like we know that we're people robbed and spoiled, according to the curses. The Lord is just only a little sorely displeased with us, only a little displeased with us. Like it says in Zechariah, the first chapter. That's the one that I like to bring up. But it's all over the scriptures, that we're, we're people robbed and spoiled. Our land has been parted. Heathens are in our land. We're at the bottom. They're the head. We're the tail. Stuff like that, right? And this stuff makes you mad. It makes you angry to see that, right? No one wants to be at the bottom and be mistreated and treated like garbage, right? Especially when we're really the ones that are meant to be at the top. It makes it all the more insulting. But we know that it's all done through our own doing. We're the ones that sinned against the Lord, even though the Lord brought us up the land of Egypt. Like I said in 2nd Esdras, the first chapter, He looked over us as a hen, the mother hen watches over her hens, so like, yeah, so that's that. So don't let anger lead you into sinning, right? That soft answer turns away wrath. So, we know the scriptures, wise man, pressure makes a wise man mad, but don't let that anger, cause you to sin, right? Neither give place to the devil. All right, so don't give place to the devil, in any form, and don't give place to the devil by being angry. We're supposed to, work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. We're not supposed to be out there on the highways and byways just to scream at people, which is what I don't do. I don't do that. Now, sometimes I will get fucking pissed the fuck off. All right, I get pissed the fuck off from time to time, but at the end of the day, I'm not trying to put no hands on nobody. I'm not trying to be out here whipping people's asses and fucking throwing them around and shit. I'm not trying to be doing that shit. And plus, I'm not trying to hurt myself or anything, man. Fighting's dangerous, man. Fighting on the street, that shit's dangerous. You know, even if you win, right? What y'all out there should be practicing your stuff and making sure you win. But even if you do, when you win, I'm gonna say if, when you win, right? You can still hurt yourself. So it's really best that you don't fight on the street at all, unless you like really, really have to. All right. So back to 15:13. The Lord hateth all abomination, and they that fear the Lord love it not. Yeah. So these are just abominations, right? Sins. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as a womankind is abomination. That's homosexual intercourse. If a male's love mankind's love with a woman, both of them have committed the abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be put upon them. Right? There are these 6 things that the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, he that soweth discord among brethren. It talks about that same thing in the second verse, the 1st chapter, man. It talks about Judah, how they're swift to do evil. All these things, in context, you could apply it to Esau, but in context, man, even though Solomon was in peace, you still have, wicked dudes around, man. Even though we're in the kingdom, it wasn't perfect. Even in King David, he had enemies that lied in secret, but he was also speaking in the spirit, talking about Edomites and talking about, things that will come further in time. And Solomon was doing the same thing. He's speaking about things in his own time, or about wicked and how the wicked are, because he had that spirit of wisdom. So he had the mind to understand these things deeply, and he had them written down. I believe he wrote them himself. But he did all that stuff, to put us up on game, and he was speaking in the spirit, to let us know now, really, Galatians 5:19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, immolations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, which you guys should know all this stuff is, right? Envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, but which I told you before, as I told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. 1 Corinthians 6:9 tells you that, like around that kind of verse, such for some of you, but you are washed, and you're washed by the word, man. You're washed by having the Holy Spirit come upon you. You're washed by the Spirit. The water was only a symbol, but you're really washed by having the Holy Spirit come upon you. You're becoming that new man, no water necessary, yeah. Right, so the Lord hates all those abominations we just read: idolatry, witchcraft, all that shit's fucking very wicked, and we don't love that shit. What is there to love about some, demonic ass fucking shit, you know what I mean? Demonic ass fucking ritual worship, the stuff that they make you do, the witchcraft and all that shit, the blood sacrifice, child sacrifice, they that fear the Most High love it not, us that fear the Most High sin is truth. We don't love that shit. We'll never join us that are the hopeful, like us sincere brothers and GMS, Great Millstone affiliates. We're not gonna fall, man. We're those men. But we'll know that number. We're gonna be those men that has not bowed the knee to Baal. All right. If commanded no man to do wickedly, neither have he given any man license to sin. Sirach 15:20, right? Let's go check that. Yeah, so Sirach 15. If you want to, you can keep the Lord's commands. You can decide whether you be loyal to him or not. He has placed fire and water before you. Reach out and take whichever you want. You have a choice between life or death. You'll get whatever you choose. The Lord's wisdom and power are great. He sees everything. He's aware of everything a person does. He takes care of those who fear him. He has never commanded anyone to be wicked or given anyone permission to sin. Right? And the scriptures talk about that, how the Lord always creates a way out, you know, for you. You know, he always gives you a way out of temptation. Let's go see if we can find it. Yeah, so 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. They have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. But the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. So with everything that you're dealing with, the Lord, you know, is you know, He's not gonna put you above what you're able to, you know, what you're able to deal with, and it's also gonna make a way for you to bear it, in a way to endure it. Here, right? Or in literal Bible, no temptation that seizes you except what is common to man, and the Most High is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but also provide with the temptation to escape, to be able to endure it. So whatever it is, the Lord is gonna give you that way out, you know, whatever you're dealing with life. You just gotta keep that faith and keep praying, you know, which is you know, a wake-up call for me, you know, reminder. We all need to pray more, man, for real. You know, remember that this is always a way out. You know, sometimes when you like in this thick of things, it feels like, you know, there's nothing. It's just you and yourself, you know. Job said something like that too, you know, whereas man, let me see if I can find that. Yeah, so this is Job talking about, you know, the Most High, man, you know, I'm going through all that affliction. And he's pretty much saying, where is God, you know? Will I go forward, but he's not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. Right? I'm left hand way off work, but I cannot behold him. He hid himself on the right hand that I cannot see him. So, you know, you can't see him. And you just feel like that. Sometimes you're deep in an affliction. You can't, you know, can't perceive him. You can't, you know, you say like, where is he? You know, but you gotta always remember, man, that, you know, there's always gonna be a way out. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna talk about anything else. You know, I just use this as a base. You know, let me come back. You know, talk about a few more scriptures, bring out some other points. Whatever Spirit allows. So when you edify, shalom.